This is the place. And you say people come from far, far, far away to find their dreams, chasing down these meteors and comets called dreams in the sky of life. There's certain hot spots.
First things first, what you need to do is hit the subscribe prompt here. And then what you want to make sure to do is hit that bell. Make sure all, so you get all my notifications of all my videos. Please make sure you do that. I'll catch you guys later. Deuces. Yo, what's Gucci, everybody? It's your boy ssjk-dots, the first Black Super Saiyan where I was playing when I'm back here with another video. We have the Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 3. I watched Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 3. This episode is called The Power Broker, if I remember. Yep, The Power Broker. It is called The Power Broker. Alright, so Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 3. There are some surprises in this episode. So we're back with Sam and Bucky once again. Sam and Bucky need to find out where the super soldiers coming from, who's creating super soldiers. So they enlist the help of Baron Zemo, the same villain from Civil War, that wanted to stop the Avengers because the Avengers was the reason his family died, and he wanted to get revenge. He's back. In this case, he's not a villain. He's helping them, and he's willing to help because he does not want there to be more super soldiers too. He wants to keep it limited because he hates the Avengers. He doesn't like heroes. He thinks they are a danger. Just like in Civil War, he thinks their presence breeds, competition, violence, and all that stuff. And people just get hit in the crossfire, and these Avengers really don't accept responsibility for their mistakes. That's Zemo's whole belief. So what happens is they team up. Zemo lets them know that they will have to go to Madripoor to get their answers. Madripoor is this city, this place where there's no law. It's lawless. It's basically any criminal's dream place to go. It's a bunch of illegal shit. There's no police and stuff. It's basically a lawless city. You can do whatever the fuck you want, I guess. And Zemo tells Bucky that he must go under disguise as the Winter Soldier. But Zemo, when Bucky first met him, he tried to do the little code, that he said to him in Civil War to twist his mind. And Bucky was like, that shit don't work on me no more. So clearly, Shuri's therapy, the Wakandan therapy that he went through for 2 years actually fucking worked. At most, he just has some slight dreams and stuff. People keep on saying, Bucky's unstable. He can't be Captain America. His head ain't right. The fucking code shit doesn't even work him no more. He's good. Niggas be like, Bucky's mind ain't stable enough to be Captain America. It should be Sam. For sure. So Bucky has to go under disguise as a Winter Soldier, and this Falcon has to go under disguise as this other person. He needs to pretend he's a pimp or whatever. He's dressed up like a pimp and shit. They basically got dressed like they're criminals and thugs and shit. Another thing, and I think it's since the MCU never really talked about it, and they're finally talking about it, and I'm not used to it. So this show has already mentioned more shit about Sam being black than any other of his appearances in the MCU. Like, if you could go look at all of his other MCU appearances and stuff he appears in, nobody mentions nothing about him being black ever. They just, treat him like a person, not to mention his skin color and stuff and all that other stuff. So I don't know. Zemo made a reference to Marvin Gaye, which I like, appreciation for some of the culture. I was cool with that, to some old references and stuff. A Marvin Gaye reference, it was all good. He was talking about how one of Marvin Gaye's songs was like, powerful for, you know, black African Americans and stuff. But he's Zemo was talking a lot, bringing up the term African American a lot, and I was like, what's his need to mention that Falcon is like African American? It's like, we know he's black, bro. I mean, okay. And then and Zemo tried to make this reasoning of, oh, since you're African American, you know, and if you dress up this way, they're going to perceive you in this way, so it helps your disguise. I'm like, I mean, I guess, okay. I don't know. It's just weird to me. They're really just mentioning him being African American like so much in the show. I'm like, okay. Yet his other appearances, nobody had to mention that he's black. They just treated him like another member of the team, or bring up anything race related, ever, because, you know, Cap, Black Widow, and all them just looked at him as another member of the team and a friend. Didn't no need to mention him being African American ever, but whatever. You know, they want to. I get it. They want to be, you know, they want to appeal and be PC and stuff. It's all good, whatever. I'm just saying, it's just weird hearing it be brought up so much. You know, it's cool you bring it up, but like, yeah, it's just good. Okay, so I know he's black. You don't need to keep on letting the audience know that Sam's African American. We get it. He's African American. I'm African American too. I get it. Like, damn, shit. Can we bring up the fact that Bucky's also Caucasian, Zemo? Bucky, you're Caucasian. Like, damn, you bring up, like, I know he's African American. Alright, can you bring up the fact that you and Bucky are both Caucasian? Like, come on now. No need to keep mentioning it. But whatever. We know he's black. This episode helps confirm for the audience that Sam is black. If no one knew, Sam's black. No issue with that. He's black. I'm black too. It is what it is. So as Zemo talks about how, you know, him being African American works with his disguise or whatever, it's whatever. They sneak into Madripoor. They need to meet with this person named Shelby. Shelby has information on the individual they're looking for that is supplying super soldiers. Zemo knows Shelby. Shelby knows a Zemo. Zemo's offering was going to be Bucky, but they're not really giving up Bucky. Bucky's pretending to be the Winter Soldier. He's not speaking. He's in full Winter Soldier mode. Some of the people know the legends and of the Winter Soldier because Bucky has been to Madripoor before as a Winter Soldier. So to test Bucky's skills, I guess Shelby orchestrates a little bar fight and has some people in there attack the Winter Soldier, Bucky, and Bucky beats the shit out of him. I'll say this much. This is my problem with episode fucking 2. Bucky ran through these weak ass fucking humans with ease. With his skill and strength. He was doing some crazy ass shit on them. I was like, damn, Bucky, fuck. That's the shit I like to see, my nigga. But in episode 2, he was getting his ass kicked by these fucking rebellious kids and shit with super soldier sham. I'm like, where the fuck is your martial arts at, man? You was fighting like Black Panther and capping them in Winter Soldier and Civil War. Like really fading with them. What happened to all your fighting skills? But when it comes to these old weak ass people, I understand. These weak ass people is not super soldiers, but he was also using his martial arts skills too to, you know, take them down and, you know, using some close quarters combat. But mind you, so it was super soldier kids that Carly, the girl who's leading them, you know, they're just like young kids and shit. They're not even like really, they're definitely not no trained soldiers. Because as we find out, there's some kids from, I guess, from kind of an orphanage in a sense. That's what it seems like. Yeah, they're just kids from an orphanage. Like where they learn all these martial arts and shit at. They're over there bodying Bucky and shit. Bucky being held down in episode 2. I'm like, damn, Bucky, your fighting skills you was using in this episode in that bar, where's you at for episode 2? You was getting washed. Mind you, they're kids, you know. Bucky has way more experience than those fucking kids. Come on, this dude was a Hydra agent. He was a U.S. soldier. he has enough fighting skills to take on other super soldiers and stuff. He should be able to. But as we've seen, Bucky was getting his ass kicked by them super soldiers and winners in Civil War in the flashback. So maybe he ain't the best fighter. Maybe he ain't the best fighter, you know. But Bucky was running through him. He was kicking their ass. He was bodying them. Bucky passed the test. Shelby called him up to meet. Shelby was like, "Yo, alright, then I'm gonna tell you what's up." And she over there telling everything. I'm like, it was that easy? Because Zemo was gonna offer up Bucky. They're pretending. They're playing along. He said, Zemo told Shelby, "I'll give you the Winter Soldier, you give me information." She was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna tell you everything. This is the guy, he made it, yeah, blah, 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 blah. You go here, and you meet them there, blah, 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 blah." Like, she told everything. And out of nowhere, Sam's sister, I forgot her name, Sarah, she calls Sam's phone, and Shelby is just so interested in the phone call. She's like, "Answer your phone. Answer your phone." I'm like, I mean, he's not trying to be rude. Why you want him to interrupt the conversation? Y'all clearly in the conversation. He can just end the call. I guess she wanted him to talk on the phone because she was suspicious of him. So he talked on the phone. He tried to play it off like Sarah was calling about the bank loan and stuff like Sam, this boat, we need to sell this boat. And then Sam's over there like yada yada yada, trying to say some slick shit. And then Sarah brought up something about the bank. And then Sam was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill that dude from the bank." And Sarah's like, "You know what? I gotta go. I'm gonna talk to you later, Sam." And Shelby heard the name because Shelby told him to put it on speaker. And Shelby was like, "Sam? Who's Sam?" Because he's supposed to be disguised as somebody else. He gets shot. Shelby gets shot. Instantly, a bounty is on their head, and the whole city of Madripoor is after them. Everyone in Madripoor is after Bucky, Sam, and Zemo. So they're running, and out of nowhere, I guess Sharon had to have been following them since they got there. Sharon Carter came out of nowhere and saved their lives. She shot these dudes, and we come to find out Sharon has been in Madripoor since Civil War. And she's been on the run because she helped, steal Cap's shield and Falcon's wings. It's back in Civil War, so she got in trouble because she helped fugitives of America. Well, she helped fugitives of the United Nations and shit. So she did not get her pardon, but Falcon offered to her, Falcon offered up to her, "I can get you a pardon because I got Bucky a pardon, and Bucky was out there killing people and stuff as a Winter Soldier." And she was like, "All right, then I'm gonna give it a chance." But she was very, she wasn't fully off put by them, but she was clearly mad because she did have to go run away for years because of Falcon, Cap, and Bucky's behind. So she had to, run away for them. She's been on the run since. So I guess she never got blipped. She just been in Madripoor this whole time. Very convenient. Very convenient. But yeah, we get to a next scene where Sharon, Zemo, Bucky, Falcon, they're all still tense. They really don't trust Zemo yet because Bucky been giving Zemo attitude this whole episode and shit. Zemo been trying to, groove with them and shit, try to be all cool. Zemo's not really doing nothing evil. Like, he's not doing nothing evil. He got the mask. He's not doing nothing evil. I guess maybe he won't be a villain. I don't know. Or maybe he might be an anti-villain, anti-hero-ish person. I don't know. But he doesn't seem full villainous. He doesn't seem like, yeah, I want to destroy the world. Yeah. But it's clearly obvious he doesn't like the Avengers. So he may betray him in next episode he might betray them and run. Oh, just to let you guys know, Sam and Bucky broke him out of jail. So technically they're in trouble. And also John Walker and, as we find out, Battlestar's name Isaiah, they're following behind them because they find out that Bucky and Falcon, they have a theory, a hunch, that Bucky and Falcon broke Zemo out of jail because they find out Zemo was broken out of jail. And they're not going to really tell the government yet, but John Walker brought up that the government really wouldn't care how it gets done, just that it gets done and it gets done cleanly. So they're going to follow their trail. They're just going to, take the bait like Bucky and Falcon did, because John Walker came to the conclusion that Bucky and Falcon was just as desperate as him and Isaiah for information about these super soldiers. So everyone was desperate, because Bucky and Falcon was so desperate that they went back to go get the man that broke apart the Avengers, messed with Bucky's mind, killed T'Chaka and stuff, all that shit. And they also bring up T'Chaka's name. So, this they're showing the connectivity. They brought up T'Chaka's name. Falcon was like, we're not going to work with the guy that killed T'Chaka. But, they are connecting things. They're connecting the dots. So, back to it. Sharon, Bucky, Falcon, and Sam are all going to... Sharon, Bucky, Falcon, and Zemo are all going to this location. Looks like a dock. Looks like some docks with a bunch of crates. And this location, one of these crates is an entrance to a secret location where the new scientist who was making a super soldier serum, is found at. And the new super soldier serum hasn't been made since the original one back in the 1940s, and went back when Cap was super soldier. So they catch the guy. He tells them what's been going on. He tells them that Carly, the ginger girl, the black chick, the ginger girl, she kind of pretty in the face, I ain't gonna lie. But the ginger girl, she we kind of find out she and her friends was also in Madripoor too, working for the Power Broker. The Power Broker is like the biggest dude in Madripoor. I'm not sure if it's a he or a she. I don't know who the fuck the Power Broker is, but it's someone with heavy influence in Madripoor. It's probably like the Kingpin. So Carly and I broke ties with the Power Broker, stole the super soldier serum, and they had pretty much have all the vials of the new super soldier serum. And they've been on the run since then. They took it. There's this lady, I guess it's from their orphanage. It's this lady, and she is dying, and they want to help better the kids' lives in the orphanage, I guess, or just wherever they're at. They want to help better the kids, their lives, because they also grew up in the same place. So Carly, I guess they're just breaking into banks and stealing money. I don't know. They want a better life for the kids from their orphanage and stuff. Whatever. All that shit. That she's sad and stuff, trying to protect her, trying to get her crew together to get a better life for the kids at the orphanage, steal money and shit. It's all good. I don't really care. But that's her motivations. And also they're being chased by the Power Broker. But Carly also says in this episode that the Power Broker really can't kill them or do anything to them because they have leverage of having all the super soldier serums. So if the Power Broker kills Carly, he won't be able to get the serums because they can easily hide them, toss them out, throw them away, do whatever they want with them if the Power Broker does try to kill them. So they have leverage, but the Power Broker is still coming after them. We still don't know who the Power Broker is yet. I wonder who that is. We don't know if Zemo's going to be a villain yet. We get another scene in this episode where Sharon does some badass shit. Bruh, she was on her Black Widow shit. So while Bucky, Falcon, and Sam was down there taking long as hell to talk to the scientist about the super soldier serum, Zemo ends up shooting a guy because Zemo doesn't want no more super soldier serums created. They shoot the guy. Sharon's up top guarding the crate, beating up like shit. 20 dudes. She beat up hella fucking dudes. Shit, hey, just make Sharon a new Black Widow. She doing her thing. She was on her Black Widow shit, beating the shit out of these people. There's some weak ass guards too. They got beat up by this one chick, beat their ass. I'm like, damn, she OP. Does she got powers? She fucked all their asses up. They got fucked up, my nigga. They got fucked up. Sharon was beating all their ass, but eventually she was getting overpowered. So Bucky and Falcon came up. They all was trying to, fight their way out. And we're back to Bucky using guns again. Oh my fucking goodness. Why the fuck is Bucky using fucking guns? My nigga, you was a super soldier. do some tight super soldier shit. Kick some fucking crates, pick up some crates and toss the shit. You're a fucking super soldier. This is my problem with this bullshit. This is my because I was look. I get it. Bucky's not bulletproof. He ain't got no shield. But there's so much you could have done. So much more creative stuff with Bucky. Because Zemo initially saved them. They was all getting rained upon with bullets because they got cornered. And Bucky and them, they're using guns and stuff. Bucky's using guns. I'm like, damn, come on, bro. You a fucking super soldier and shit. Captain America would have done better in this situation, even if he didn't have his shield, because he wouldn't have resorted using guns. Cap would have got creative and, kicked them, jumped up, kicked them crates and shit, because he's a super soldier. Push them crates and use it as like a fucking shield. Not as a shield, but use it as like a barricade and stuff to block the barricade to protect Sharon and Falcon to, keep them from getting shot at. Or jump up, because some of the crates are stacked. Bucky could have jumped up, kicked the crate, let it fall on the enemies and stuff. Like, it was so much more creative stuff you could have did with Bucky, because he is a super soldier. I get it. But seeing Bucky with guns and stuff, it's cool and all. But, unless you're doing some John Wick gun fu shit, all I'm saying is you shoot behind cover going pow 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 pow. Like, nah, you need to do more creative stuff with Bucky if he's gonna be doing combat with guns and shit. He need to do that John Wick gun fu, or gotta do more. Because if I just see Bucky just hiding peeking behind cover shooting guns, I mean, he's a super soldier. You got a vibranium arm. You can do so much more. You get creative with it. But, it's whatever. I ain't tripping about it. Just saying it can be more creative. Zemo saves them. He puts on the mask, shoots this gas tank, and it blows up. And it gives everyone enough time, a grace period, for Zemo to grab this car. And he came around, got Bucky and Falcon. They all got in the car. Falcon told Sharon, you can come with us. I can get you a pardon. Sharon was like, I'm going to stay here. I got other things got to take care of. But you give me that pardon. And Falcon was like, I got you. They left. They all went their separate ways. Sharon got into the car with somebody. I'm like, wait a minute. Because Sharon's ride arrived hella quick, whoever that was. I was like, your ride kind of conveniently showed up very quick, Sharon. Who that? Are you legit? What's up? I don't know. Sharon kind of mysterious, That ride just showed up that quick. When she called that ride there, that picked her up. That was quick. But that happened. Bucky, Falcon, and Sam get away. They leave Madripoor. They still got the bounty on their head, so I think when they go back into Madripoor, they're still screwed. But it looks like they're eventually going to go back there, or the Power Broker is going to finally come out and come deal with things himself. Whoever that is. Sure, I wonder what his Power Broker is. He better be some tight OP nigga. Was he some type of mutant? Not a mutant, but like some super being or whatever. Like, who is this guy? Who is this Power Broker? Or woman? Who is this person? They sound badass. They running Madripoor and shit. Who's the Power Broker? I want to know. But they get away. And we get to the end of the episode where we get a cameo. So, Bucky, Falcon, and Zemo. I think they're back in Sokovia. Wherever Zemo stayed at. They're back in where Zemo's home place is at, where, the Avengers supposedly killed a lot of people and hurt his family. They're back there. And what happens is Bucky tells them to go head on inside. They head on inside. Bucky tells Falcon, I'll catch you guys later. Because I guess Bucky sensed or heard or had a feeling that something wasn't right. He told them, I'm going to go for a walk real quick. They was like, okay. They dip, go upstairs in the room, Falcon and Zemo. Bucky's walking across the street. He grabs his black bead off the ground. And I was like, wait a minute, those black beads look familiar. Black Panther? Whoa, this the Kamuya beads. The beads, remember the bead that T'Challa put inside the guy's back in Civil War in Black Panther to keep his spine in place. So those things. He found two, and they led a trail back to an alleyway. One of the Dora Milaje pulled up on him, and Bucky was like, you can come out now. The Dora Milaje pops up. It's one of them. It's not a Okoye, but it's I recognize her, but she didn't have no like big talking role in Black Panther. But I recognized her. She's one of the Dora Milaje, and it's just one, not two, not three. It's just one. She tells Bucky, I'm here for Zemo. And I'm like this. T'Challa does not want to kill Zemo. He doesn't want to do none of that. But my biggest issue was that Zemo should have been taken back to T'Challa. Should have been taken back to Wakanda back in Civil War. He should have been taken back to Wakanda back in Civil War. To, sit in a jail cell in Wakanda. To notice the error of his ways and his fuck shit he did to T'Chaka. That was one of my main issues with Black Panther, T'Challa in Civil War. And I liked him. I ain't like that. Look, I was okay with you not killing him, but the fact that you didn't extradite this motherfucker and put him on trial back in Wakanda so the Wakandans can feel at peace and see that the man that killed they King T'Chaka, is locked up in a Wakandan jail cell. You extradite that motherfucker back to Wakanda, put him on trial and shit. Or execute him, whatever you need to. Whatever they do, or they execute him or not, I don't care. He should have been taken back to Wakanda to go on a trial or be executed. Whatever they want to do. Either or. The fact that T'Challa gave him back to the U.S., I was like, oh, that shit weak, bruh. Shit weak. You supposed to, man, you a king. You're a prince. You supposed to bring your father's killer to your people. You supposed to bring your the king's killer, to the people, so the people can decide his punishment, or you decide the punishment since you are the prince, the king now. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, by the way. So, one of the girls pop up and say we want Zemo. So I guess they've been keeping tabs on Zemo, and they finally found out he broke out. And I'm over here like, so you want Zemo for what? For what? You gonna execute him, put him back in the jail cell? I mean, what's up? It's been 5 years. You didn't go get him from the prison then. So what the fuck you want with him? You gonna put him back in jail? Like, why? Because I'm like this. I'm like, I get it. I guess they want to make sure Zemo's in jail. But if she's not here to take him back to Wakanda, to sit in a Wakandan jail cell, or put this nigga on trial and shit, why you here? Because I'm like, the Wakandans had a chance to take this motherfucker, especially when half of the world's population was gone. Half of the law enforcement, the military of every country been cut down. The people protecting the prisons was probably shortened. So it's probably not that many people protecting these prisons in most of these places and stuff. So some of these prisons probably was not as guarded as the best as you would think. And I'm just looking at it like this. I'm like, I mean, time to move on. Shit, you just let Zemo be about his life, because y'all let him sit in a jail cell in wherever he was at for so many years, 5 years, and you ain't come to get him then to take him back to Wakanda and put him in jail. So why you here? I get it, cameo. You gotta just make sure it's connected. But I'm like, y'all been missed y'all the big chance to get Zemo. So you can move on. Like, move on. Go back home. Go back to Wakanda. Because y'all should have made your presence known sooner. 5 years earlier. Well, that's why I say back in Civil War, Zemo should have been in Wakanda in a Wakandan jail cell. Because I did not like the fact that T'Challa is going to let America keep Zemo and not take this motherfucker back to your country, Wakanda, to be put on trial in front of the people of Wakanda. So the people of Wakanda, who probably did love King T'Chaka or who, whatever, the citizens of Wakanda get to see the man who killed their king on trial or be executed. Either or. It's either or. But it's whatever. Yeah, I get it, you know. Because at the end of this, I think Zemo's either going to get away. Because if her purpose is to be here to put him back in jail, I mean, cool. But Bucky and Falcon can take care of that, so she doesn't need to be here. I guess she's coming in to check and see why they broke him out. I know she's probably going to come in here to ask, like, why did you break him out and stuff, and question them and pressure them. Why did you break him out of jail and stuff? And Bucky's gonna be like, well, we needed to get some information. There's some more super soldiers, and she's probably gonna be out like, put him back in jail, send his ass back to jail. He that motherfucker crooked. And Bucky's gonna be like, but we need him. And then she's gonna be out like, if you don't put him back in jail, I'm gonna put him back in jail, or I'm gonna kill him. So look, I'm just saying, you know, I don't like the fact that this nigga Zemo been in jail in the U.S. for so long, and these Wakandans, T'Challa too, didn't come put this nigga in a Wakandan jail cell. Oh, but they want to chase after Claw though, but they gonna let Zemo slide.
Broly, look, niggas be wildin'.
You know, you gotta have a plot, so you know, you gotta let Zemo not go to Wakandan jail, whatever. But I like this episode. Action was litty. My favorite part about this episode, again, Bucky, my nigga. Bucky, hey, bruh, I like the attitude Bucky being throwing off. Like this man swag, that vibranium arm. I ain't like the fact that he was just shooting. I mean, he was doing some punching, but that warehouse, that fight at that dock could have been more creative. You had crates and shit there. Bucky's a fucking super soldier. He should have been kicking the motherfucking crates on them people and shit, and you know, crushing them. That's what I wanted to see. That's what I would have done if I was a super soldier. I would have pushed them crates over on them people and stuff, and went and died, motherfucker, get crushed, blood and guts everywhere. I would have been, you know, creative with that shit. But Bucky's over there shooting guns. I'm like, get that shit out of here, weak ass, gun stop. But this was a different episode. You know, Sam was doing a mission without his wings, so he was just a regular person. So you know, he really didn't have his wings or nothing. He didn't have what made him special. All that was gone. So he just had to use his wits and a gun, I guess. But whatever, you know, nothing too bad. So whatever. But I like this episode. I want to see what his power broker is. This Carly chick, I mean, motivation's kind of basic. I mean, you know, they're just stealing money and stuff and to help this orphanage that they grew up in and help the kids there. Nothing bad, noble cause, but you know, they are killing people to make this thing happen. So, you know, they're villainous. But at the end of this, what I thought Zemo was going to be the one leading the Flag Smashers, but that's not the case. Zemo doesn't know nothing about them. He just knows that they're super soldiers, and it looks like Zemo's going to kill him once he sees them, because he does not want no super soldiers running around. So he's about to kill them motherfuckers. When Falcon and Bucky get Carly, Zemo's going to shoot her in the head, and I think it's going to be at that point Zemo's going to turn on them when they don't let him get rid of the super soldiers. They're like, no, we're not going to kill these people. We're just going to lock them up and try to extract the serum from their body. And Zemo's going to be like, no, they need to die. They got to go. And I also like the fact that Zemo also did try to flip the script on Bucky and Falcon. Like, you know, have you guys been to the memorial here of all the people that been deceased from, you know, those events that you Avengers took part in? Yeah, yeah. Bet you guys didn't. Bet you guys don't come around to these memorials and stuff of the people that died due to your stuff. And Bucky and Falcon didn't say nothing, but they was like, oh damn, shit. Mainly Falcon. Bucky wasn't there, so he doesn't know. But Bucky probably feels bad because he's like, you know, it's a fucked up situation. It's a fucked up situation on both ends. If Zemo has reasons to be angry, Falcon and Bucky has reasons to be angry at Zemo. They all have valid reasons to be angry at each other, but they all found a way to work together, which was interesting in this episode. I did like that. Zemo, not bad. Pretty cool. I mean, he's not... I don't really think Zemo's a bad dude. I don't really think he's a bad guy like that. He could be, but the way his motives are here, he doesn't seem bad. But obviously, he's not going back to jail. That ain't happening. He's going to escape. But I think he's going to like the fact that he did help, Bucky and Falcon at the end of all this. I think he's going to, feel good about it. Another thing that happened in this episode that's a big issue. A big fucking issue. So Sam wants to bring up Isaiah again. Look, what happened to Isaiah was fucked up. This man was locked up for 30 years over some bullshit. That's fucked up. This nigga Falcon said the most blasphemous shit I've ever heard in this episode. He offered up that if he knew about Isaiah earlier, he would have probably destroyed Captain America's shield.
Shit, partner.
Y'all heard me correct. Sam offered up that if he knew about Isaiah earlier, he would have probably destroyed the shield, because Bucky was telling him, yeah, the past is shaky, but that shield, Cap shield, stands for something. Captain America made that shield stand for something. It didn't stand for no racism, none of that shit. That shield stands for what Captain America made it stand for. And Bucky's like, well, they tried to make it a black and white thing at that point. I don't know, in this show, I don't want them to do it, but I feel like some of the tension they have with Bucky and Falcon are making it a black and white thing. But that wasn't even the case in Civil War. It's like, now it's all of a sudden it's a black and white thing with them. It's like, okay, I guess. I mean, it wasn't like this Civil War. He just didn't like being around this Winter Soldier because he was a killer and shit. And he was worried that Bucky was going to snap and probably kill him at any moment back in Civil War and Winter Soldier. But whatever, I guess. They want to make it a black and white thing with them, even though that's never been the case. Random out of nowhere. So whatever. Just let it be. MCU wants to be more, PC and open-minded and stuff and talk about these issues. Go ahead and be my guest. It's just weird. It's just weird to me. Because that was not what the relationship was before. It was no hints of a black and white thing. It was different. But this nigga Falcon said if he knew about Isaiah earlier, he probably would have destroyed that shield. I was like, so you're creating reasons for me to not want to choose Captain America. So first things first, Falcon, like an idiot, gives a shield to the US to put in a fucking museum. A shield that's meant to be used in combat. It's supposed to be passed on, not sit in no fucking museum. Strike one. This nigga also could have lied to the government and told them, because it happened in the Endgame, Captain America's shield broke. He could have told the government that there is no shield, it's gone and it's broken. He could have hid the shield in his attic, and when it came time to use it, when he started using it, because what are they going to do? Take it from him? I mean, and like Cap would, Falcon would have to make a stand to fight for it, which is fine, because that's what Captain America would have done. He's not going to let anybody take his fucking shield. If you're Captain America, you're going to go against the U.S. government too. You're about freedom. Because that's what Cap did in Civil War. He went against his own government. He went against the United Nations. He went against all of them to protect his friend Bucky. That's what it comes to when it comes to wielding a shield. To do what you think is right, you're gonna burn some bridges. But if you do it, you're on a path to do what you think is right with that shield. And what Falcon and Bucky thought was right in this episode was enlisting the help of Zemo to help them stop these super soldier kids that can end up being a future problem. So they had to make they made the tough decisions like Captain America made back in Civil War and Winter Soldier in this in this show. So I like those connections that are coming up because they're making those tough decisions Steve had to make in certain situations when it came to betraying the whole country, betraying the United Nations, betraying the country that made you, you know, Steve did that stuff. Because at the end of the day, Steve never believed that his friend Bucky it was never Bucky's fault for what he did as a Winter Soldier. He was under mind control. He didn't know what he was doing. He didn't believe Bucky needed to be in jail or executed for what he did, because it's not his fault. He was under mind control. And he was going to fight that till the end of the day, that my friend is a victim. He's a victim of Hydra, those Nazis bullshit. And he was going to fight for that. But this nigga Falcon, and this is strike 2. Well, strike 2, kind of strike 2, 3. Nah, this is going to be strike 2. You could have kept the shield in your attic and had it hidden away until you was ready to officially use it. And then you get mad at John Walker for having a shield, when the reason John Walker has a shield is because of your fault. You gave the shield to the U.S. government. Then you get mad at Bucky for getting mad at you for calling you out for giving up the shield. And then you try to use Isaiah as your excuse to lash out at Bucky because you're mad at Bucky for not telling you about Isaiah, but you didn't need to know about Isaiah. And Bucky didn't have to tell you about Isaiah. Maybe he should have told Steve. But he never had to tell you, Falcon. You did not need to know that. You didn't need to know shit about Isaiah. Because Isaiah clearly doesn't give a fuck about you. If Isaiah told your ass, get out of my house. And guess what your ass did? You walked up out his house because he was going to wax your ass if you didn't get the fuck out of his house. He don't give a fuck about you. Leave Isaiah alone. The damage is already done. You can't fix that shit. The damage is already done. This man was locked up in jail for 30 years. The damage is already done. There ain't no way of trying to bring him back or trying to make amends. Ain't no amends to make. Because it ain't Bucky's fault what happened to Isaiah. It ain't Steve's fault. It's there's bigger forces that are at fault for that. It's not Cap's fault. It's not Bucky's fault. And it ain't Falcon's fault. It happened. It was a past. And, you know, move on. Bucky tried to use Isaiah as a reason to lash out at Bucky because Bucky was in the right for getting on Sam for giving up the shield. Then Sam uses Isaiah as his loophole to lash out at Bucky because he was sick of Bucky lashing out at him and giving him attitude. Falcon thought it was going to work on me. Nah, nigga, ain't shit going to work. You ain't finna use Isaiah as an excuse to get mad at Bucky because you fucked up first. Why'd you give up the shield, nigga? The fuck? And then, this nigga Falcon gonna say some bullshit. Maybe I should have destroyed the shield.
Why?
Huh? Come again? You should have destroyed the shield? For sure. Anyone who tells me Bucky does not deserve that shield, I'm gonna give y'all reasons of why. The fact that Bucky came out of his way to travel to wherever Falcon was at in episode 2 to talk to him about why he gave up the shield. This is the thing. Bucky's not even trying to take the shield. He's not trying to be selfish. He's not here to take the shield from Sam. He's mad at Sam because his friend Cap believed that Bucky could change and be better. Cap believed that Falcon was the rightful person to take up the shield. Bucky is trying to come in here to make sure Falcon gets a shield. He's not trying to take the shield back. He's not trying to say you don't deserve it. I'm gonna take it. He's coming here to say, I want to get that. I want to help you get that shield back for you. A friend, he's coming here as a friend. Like, we're gonna get that shield back for you, and I want to help you get the shield back because you need that shield. You deserve that shield, and my friend. My best friend trusted you. My childhood friend trusted you to carry on his legacy. And I understand why Bucky feels some type of way. Because that is Steve's legacy. Steve doesn't have any kids. He doesn't have any... that's his legacy. That shield. That shield is his legacy. All of his adventures, his battles. Battle with Thanos. Well, technically that's a new shield. He doesn't have the old shield. That's a new shield. The other shield Cap had broke. Or maybe the one that broke got repaired and they just put another half to it. I don't know. But it's clear that that is a new shield. So that's Cap touched it, so I guess Cap's legacy is on it. Old Cap touched it, so old Cap's legacy is on it. But at the end of the day, the fact that Bucky is here to try and help Sam get his shield back, because Sam brought Bucky brought up earlier in the episode that, you know, he brought up in episode 3, I think, or no, episode 2, that, you know, I don't want my best friend to be wrong about me and you. You know, I don't want him to be wrong about either of us, because Steve believed I was salvageable, and he believes that you're the rightful person to take up the shield, and if you don't take up that shield, then he won't feel as valuable as he thinks he may be. Because Steve believed he was valuable and salvageable and worth saving. And Bucky needs for Falcon, because it's going to help him emotionally. It's going to help him emotionally. It's going to help him mentally, emotionally, probably move on some more. Seeing Falcon take up that shield, because he's going to be proud to see Falcon take up the shield. It's obvious Falcon's going to take up the shield, but Falcon's giving me so much reasons to not want him as Captain America. Like, he's giving me so much reasons to not want him as Captain America. Like, at this point, my nigga, hey, let John Walker keep that shield, nigga. Let John Walker keep that shield. Let John keep the shield, because Falcon, how did he just really said he was gonna, he offered up that, you know, if he knew about Isaiah, he would have destroyed the shield. What the fuck? You was gonna do that to Steve Rogers' legacy? That is his legacy, bruh. Hella disrespectful. I mean, sure, the thing with Isaiah is fucked up, but that don't give you no excuse to say some shit like that. Destroy Cap's shield. Who the fuck are you? That's hella disrespectful to Cap. Don't disrespect Steve like that. You'll think about destroying his shield? Come on, man. That's not cool, Falcon. That is not cool. That's Steve's legacy. Steve literally has no legacy. He has no kids. That is his legacy. That's the last thing you'll remember of Steve Rogers. His adventures of Captain America, his journey, his rise, and his fall as Captain America. Well, not fall, but, you know, his end. His retirement. But yeah, I mean, I'll take Bucky as I'll take Bucky as Captain America. I'd rather take Bucky now, because Bucky has been fighting for that shield and defending that shield harder than Falcon has in this whole episode and these past episodes. Because at the end of it all, I'm keeping a buck. If they sit here and Falcon gives some speech about, I don't think I can take up the shield because I'm black, and I don't think the world will accept the black Captain America. If he say some shit like that, bro, if he tries to use the fact that nobody won't accept the black Captain America, look, I can handle black Captain America. I can accept that shit. But if he's gonna sit here and tell me that nobody's not going to accept the black Captain America, some will not. But if that's going to be his excuse for not taking up the shield, that better not be his big excuse, because he never really explained why he doesn't feel worthy of it. Because he said it feels like someone else's. But if he used that as a reason to not take up the shield again, bruh, ooh, Falcon, don't you dare. Don't you dare. If I dare Falcon to say some shit like that. Say that bullshit. Because that shit don't fucking matter. If they don't like you because you're black, I don't give a fuck. You better still take up that shield. It's what you make of that shield that counts. It don't matter if you black or not. You can be fucking Muslim. That once you take up that shield, you're fighting for freedom that Captain America fought for. Freedom. Not the U.S. freedom. Freedom. You know, free. That's what Civil War is about. What was Cap fighting for? Cap was fighting for his friend. He was also fighting against the fact that, you know, just like the Superhero Registration Act in the Civil War comics, basically Sokovia Accord is the Superhero Registration Act. Having heroes register their identities under this one act that will expose their identities to the world, whether they have a secret identity or not, making them vulnerable to enemies that they know, supervillains and stuff, and they can easily hurt their own families. So they take away what the vigilantes need to protect themselves. It's making the people feel comfortable, but at what cost? Because you're going to lose your heroes a lot faster if they're exposed to the world. But, you know, Cap was fighting against that. You know, fighting for, you know, your rights. The rights of the people and stuff. That's what he was fighting for. But hey, I like this episode. You know, this episode, it's like, bro, this shit getting me emotional. Look how long this review is. Like, you know, this is why I like this show. Like, I couldn't talk like this about WandaVision, bro, but I can talk about this like Falcon Winter Soldier, because this is a direct continuation of the Captain America saga with Falcon and Bucky in the leads now. It's a continuation of the Captain America portion of the MCU, and you're seeing these two people continuing on the legacy of Captain America. And I really love Captain America in the MCU. He is my favorite character, and it's just passion. I'm loving this because I want to see Sam and Bucky both continue it together. And I don't know, like, you know, sus stuff. You know, it's not sus, but like, you know, not like a couple, but as like a tag team. You know, a tag team. They can both continue the legacy. You know, I want to see them both continue the legacy of Captain America through both of them. You know, one of them was going to mainly carry the shield, but both of them are Steve's legacies in a sense. They're not his sons, but they're his legacies. You know, they are his legacies. And I'm prepared to see them both, you know, continue with it. But Falcon, it's obvious Falcon's going to get the shield. And this, I think, at some point. You guys, I do not think John Walker is an asshole. Like I said, if you go watch my John Walker is Misunderstood video, I already proven that he's not an asshole. I think they're all, so John Walker and them, I think they're all going to square off, because they're all going to intercept you at some point. They're all going to square off, because I know John Walker's going to call out Falcon for free and Baron Zemo and stuff, but they're going to use the Baron Zemo lead that Falcon and Bucky is using to catch up to them. And probably try to take the glory for themselves, you know. But, you know, it's whatever. I mean, they're all desperate for leads. So, if anyone says what John's doing is desperate, I mean, Bucky and Falcon was so desperate that they needed to go get Zemo for help. But it's whatever. But you guys, I like this episode. I like the last two. This shit litty like a motherfucking titty. This shit epic. We got 3 more episodes left. I'm going to react to the final episode. For now, I'm going to review it because I need to be getting my sleep and stuff. Episode 6, I'll react to the last episode. But this shit is tight. Falcon and Winter Soldier, episode 3. This was epic. Power Broker. I'm ready for episode 4 next Friday. I may react to it. I don't know. If things go good, I may react to it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this review. It's your boy K-Dot, the first Black Super Saiyan, wherever on the specs, that peace, love, positivity, and all that jazz, and don't do drugs. And yo. Wait a minute. I gotta let y'all know. I want to let y'all know how to become a member of the channel. First things first that y'all need to do, you're going to go to my homepage, which is here. You'll type in ssjk-dots, spelled just like moi. And then you're going to hit join. Once you hit join, you can hit any of these tiers and you can join them. Support this channel. What you get with these exclusive tiers is you're going to get members only requests and reactions and reviews, and they'll be requested from members. So stuff that I usually don't cover, you guys can request for me to cover, and I'll cover it on my channel for you guys since you guys are members of this channel. Let's continue. Deuces.
What did you do? What did you do?